time. I hope so. Hi, my name is Courtney, and I'm very passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one you had envisioned for yourself, but the time it's going to pass. It's going to pass regardless. You got to make the best of it. And in a weird way, that actually plays into my topic tonight. So, a couple years ago, I was talking to a friend on social media, and he made a comment. And sometimes people that you like can say things to you and you don't take it the same way that if it was someone you didn't like said it. He made a comment, I'm really paraphrasing poorly because it wasn't nearly as snotty as this, but he's like, well, you're very high maintenance. I wish I could remember what he said. So those weren't the words he used, but that was what he meant. And I was like, well, okay, that's fair. But then I explained my perspective on it. And he's like, I hadn't thought about it that way, and maybe I should. And he actually thanked me for giving him my take on it. So let's talk about it. I do get called high maintenance a lot. And what's funny about that is, yes, you bet your ass I can be very high maintenance. I'm all high maintenance on the front end, though. I'm high maintenance when I'm spending time at the nail salon. I'm high maintenance when I'm spending way too much time at the hair salon. But on a day to day basis, if I am really motivated, I can literally shower, full makeup, out the door in about 20 minutes if I'm motivated enough. So I'm not really that high maintenance, but I am on the same regard because I do spend the time at the salons, and I like high heels. I wear high heels all the time, almost all the time. And not too long ago, it was funny because I post pictures of my nails. I've been posting pictures of my nails on my Twitter account for years. And it hasn't been, I went through a phase this past fall, never happened until this past fall. And then, like, 3 sets of nails in a row, I had guys out of nowhere just make really random, crappy comments. And my favorite was, tell me you don't have to work for a living without telling me you don't have to work for a living. I was like, excuse me, bish. Although I wasn't as polite, I do work for a living. I have a job. That's how I can afford to go get my nails done. But it's funny that someone would make that judgment. What, you think just because I have nice nails, I don't have a job? I can type close to 100 words a minute with these suckers. But what people need to understand, what you see as me being high maintenance, I see as a big victory. I spent a lot of years in a really deep depression. Hell, I even struggled with it before my health went bad. And as you can imagine, after my health went bad, it got a lot worse. But I went for a long time where I didn't give a damn about my appearance. I put absolutely zero effort into what I looked like. I didn't take care of myself. I had a terrible diet. Exercise. Who the hell wants to exercise? I didn't do anything to work on myself. I didn't do anything to ground myself. So what other people see as high maintenance, honestly, I see as self-love. I see as self-care. I try to take care of myself. Most of the foods that I cook, and I like to cook, I'm a pretty damn good cook. And easy 95% of what I cook is autoimmune paleo, which means it's super clean and healthy. I exercise 6 days a week. I have to force myself to take a day off because I don't want to. I like to exercise. I'm very motivated and driven in that regard. Why? Because it gives me a feeling of control over my health situation. I spend time with God every day. Some days more than others. I'll own that. But I do spend time with God every day. And you know what? That's become really important to me. I work on myself awareness. I spend a lot of time reading and listening to things that make me think about myself and why I am the way I am and why I do the things I do. I gotta tell you, that shit is hard work. It's not fun taking a look at yourself like that, but I do it because I really believe it's important for my overall health. And the time and effort that I put into my appearance, it's not all about vanity. Sure, some of it is. I got great hair. I got great hair. I got nice legs. I just do. So yeah, some of it, a little of it is probably vanity. But to me, it means that this morning I cared enough about myself. I set the depression, I set the anxiety, I set all the crap that comes along with having all these health issues. I was able to set it aside and give myself a sense of normalcy. I I choose to pull myself together because it helps me make the best of my day. And it's kind of funny because I was raised by a very Southern lady, and I do mean lady. And my mama was a great woman, and my mama was very much a Southern belle. And I remember one time I was like probably 15 or 16, and she didn't feel good, and she was putting on her face, and I was like, "Mom, why? If you don't feel good, why are you bothering?" And she didn't even look. She just kept going, and she said, "'Cause it makes me feel better." Well, you know what? I understand that now. It's a sense of normalcy. It means I matter enough to myself to put the effort in. It means today I cared enough to try to put my best foot forward. And for compared to where I used to be, that's huge. It's really big. I was suicidal for a long time because I'm sorry, it's hot in here. It's like 80 degrees today and I'm so excited, but it's hot in my little room. Um, but I spent years in a severe depression. I don't want to go back to that. I would far rather be considered high maintenance than be the mopey, bitchy girl I used to be. I don't want to go back to that. And you know what? My high maintenance ass, I still know how to work. I've got two really severe pain conditions. I still know how to work until I sold my horses. You want to know what honestly one of my favorite chores was when I had horses? I loved going out and cleaning the horse yard until my health got really bad. In fact, it was the summer that I didn't do this was when I was like, okay, I need to sell these horses. It was one of my favorite tasks to do because it gave me time to be around my animals, and neither one of us were asking each other for anything. And they would follow me around the yard. And it was funny. My Tennessee Walker would always just stand there very patiently and sweetly. And my little mini horse, she was a little turd. And she'd be all, "Oh, Mama, I'm so cute and I'm so sweet." And then as soon as I'd turn my back, she tried to nut my wheelbarrow. She was awful. I miss her. I had to sell my horses because of my health. So you know what? When I pull myself together, it makes me feel like I'm not that sick. Um, I've shoveled horse shit. I carry firewood. I split firewood. Granted, I have an electric wood splitter, but I split firewood. My only Alaskan skill, I can build one hell of a fire. All I need is a little bit of kindling, and I can build you a beautiful fire really, really quick. I'm like so good at it. I really am. But the point of all of this, the point of this whole video, don't judge. You don't have any idea what demons someone is facing. So don't judge. You just don't know. And like I said, my one friend, he wasn't trying to be a jerk at all. He wasn't. And if he was, he would not have thanked me for I don't want to say enlightening him. That sounds so huh, but he appreciated the fact that I gave him a different perspective on the situation. And I'll bet you he looks at women differently now. Not all women, but I bet he looks at some of the high maintenance women a little bit differently. But anyway, that's all I have. I'm gonna go. Again, it's been a rough week. We had a lot of wood smoke from firewood. No, from forest fires. We had a lot of smoke in this week. It's finally lifted today, but that's just added stress on my system. And my system does not like added stress. So I hope y'all have a fantastic weekend. I will be back Monday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. If you have any questions, drop me a line on Twitter at Alaskan Courtney. I try to be very responsive. Thanks, y'all. Take care. Bye.